All right, guys, it's been a minute since I did a video, but I got to do week. I forget what week I'm on. I've been doing this for a while now. Check out my updates, but week something on my black diesel. Finally, I ran into some problems. My new school is broke down. She started smoking real bad, but I've been running straight black diesel because someone said you can do it, and I think, well, I might as well try it. So I had to pull the engine apart, kind of, sort of. I changed it, had to change number 8 injector. And then that solved the smoking. But then she lost power, had to change the fuel pump. And then she lost power again where the fuel pump responds, but I think I got a suction problem in the tank. So I'm thinking the black diesel is affecting the fuel system. Well, actually I know. Now this doesn't count. I bought this to do the dual tank setup, and it just happened to break down before I could get to it. But it started smoking before because I ran straight black diesel on this one too. And but I had a bunch of stuff to do to it, and I've done all that. But then, because I run straight black diesel and everything, because I like to experiment, she started smoking. And that's when I was like, all right, maybe running straight black diesel and not paying them high fuel prices has an effect. So we switched over the Excursion to regular diesel temporarily, and the smoking after about a full tank of diesel has stopped. And I've reached out to my forums because I was like, man, there's got to be, let me see what people got to say. And I think we're going to start a page. I think I'm going to start a page on free fuel because these high gas prices are just not worth it. Just in a week or two, man, I spent a ton of money in fuel. One, I've been sick, and two, stuff's been broken down. And so now I'm trying to figure out what the, oh shit. I left the interior lights on the van. It's dead. All right, quick break. The good news is when your battery dies in your van because you left stuff on, you got spare batteries. Old one out, new one in. You have lots of trucks, you start accidentally acquiring things like extra batteries. Just a normal working morning. You can't just go to work, hop in like normal. Something's got to break when you own trucks, or you break it. Normally I break everything. That's my MO. And I'm still using my Texton wrenches. They are my favorite. All before I can even go to work. See? Here we go. And I don't own everything that Harbor Freight sells, but I own a lot of it. So it's gonna function, start, charging, and I'll get back to it. Now hopefully I can go back to the video and go back to what I was asking about. Jumping this off of one battery. Now the good news is this one has 378,000 miles on it. It's for sale. This thing runs. Yeah, gotta love your 7.3s. Even with the fuel system, me messing them up, once I fix them, they'll run just fine. All right, so now I'm rolling. I'm gonna roll in the van because this one's not broke down. I got it back, I got it for sale, and then my truck broke down and I had to drive it. It's just how it works when you're self-employed, and especially when you run experiments. So here's the data. If you haven't been watching the channel, you have to go back and watch it. Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. So basically, I started off running the black diesel at a 25% ratio on the truck. 25% black diesel, 75% fuel, moved it to 50%, that worked well. Moved it to 75% black diesel, 25% regular diesel, that still went well. Somewhere around that range, they had trouble like starting up, or they would go, it would just take a while for it to fire off, I suppose. It would start up and be like blah 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 blah. And I figured out what to do for that on a single tank and get it to start right up is I basically cut it with 20% gas, the black diesel, 20% gas at a 10% gas, and then I also started adding diesel octane booster, and they start right up, no problem, just like regular diesel fuel. But the issue is, I guess it's gonna be different every truck, but for these trucks, I've probably ran in my dually, let's just say 300 gallons of fuel before she started smoking and started having the issues in the fuel system, or 300 gallons of black diesel. The Excursion, probably about the same too, because that thing takes a lot of fuel. And so now I've been reaching out to forums, and I want to see if anyone else been running this diesel on a single tank and been successful without it hazing and smoking. And what I'm going to tell the answer right now is no. My guy, Not So Grand Garage, said his Benz was running it after a few weeks and started smoking. He had to run diesel to clear it out. So what I'm thinking about doing, besides adding dual tanks and making my life easy, which eventually I probably will do, but I'm trying to fight these high gas prices. I just can't stand it. So I'm taking the filters out of my gas tank in the dually, putting a filter on the line, a secondary filter besides the one in the fuel bowl, and that should help. And then I'm obviously learning what I'm learning. I think I'm going to have to run a full tank of diesel in that thing every, like, I don't know, maybe every third tank I'll run diesel in it, then black diesel. Or I'm going to figure out some ratio. What I'm asking you viewers is, what have you done? Have you done anything long-term successful on a single tank? And if not, if you've done dual tanks, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Because you can't be paying $6 a gallon for diesel, man. It's insane. Insane. Just this past 2 or 3 weeks I've been having these issues, and I got injured. I was down for a whole week. I don't even got fuel right now or black diesel. I got to pay at the pump, and I'm dying. I'm like, oh my God. $50 gets me a quarter tank, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I started this in the first place. You know, it's just a lot of money to pay for fuel. It's just insane. So who's beating the system? I was beating the system, and I'm gonna go back to beating the system. Now that I'm not injured, I can get my fuel and keep mixing my ratios and going with the single tanks. But has anyone made single tank successful, or have you just made dual tank successful? And my data is what you see, what I said you or told you. You know, you can run X amount of hundreds of gallons of black diesel before you start coaxing up the injector, and you have to run regular diesel to clear it out, and then it starts running fine again. But it runs pretty good on motor oil overall, because it runs smoother in the engine. It's kind of crazy. So anyone had long-term success with that? I had an Australian viewer on my channel that said he ran it for 10 years, and I would like him to comment if he's listening. You know, what did you do for 10 years to run successfully at a straight black diesel, or did you run a tank of regular diesel like every 2 or 3 tanks, to fight the system? Who's fighting the system successfully and winning, on single tanks? Who's fighting the system successfully and winning on dual tanks? Let me know. Drop in the comments, because we can't keep paying these high fuel prices. And also let me know your vehicle, all the details. I would really like to know. What I'm thinking about doing, guys, is I think I'm going to start a forum or a page or a blog, and I'll put a link below once I start it. But I'm pretty good at this stuff, about all the information on this fuel. So maybe all guys like me can all come to one place. We can just live, not pay insane fuel prices, and everything else. And maybe that page turn into something else, you don't know. But when you do technology for a living like I do, I run a smart home business. I do complicated networks and everything else, and complex smart homes. So all this is just technical stuff to me. And if anyone's like me, they like to play, let me know. I'll let you know about the forum. And thanks for watching. And that's been the update for now.